Hi class, Dr. Ramos here again. Kin 303, we are in week 7. This is a big week. We have our critical assignment due, and hopefully you've been working a little bit ahead, or you have all of your resources already organized, and this is not going to take you too much time to complete. So I want to cover what's due this week, and most of this video is going to be about the critical assignment because the instructions are a bit vague, so I want to get a little bit into some of the details about that so that nobody's confused and you know exactly what to turn in, all right? Okay, so this week you have chapters 15 and 16. You're reading about careers in teaching physical education as well as coaching and instructions. You're also going to have your course evaluation. So this week you should have gotten an email giving you a link that you can go in and evaluate this course. We highly encourage you guys to complete these. They're completely anonymous. You get extra credit for it, and it does help structure the course if there's anything that we need to readjust or maybe omit or edit. So highly encourage you guys to get that done. You also have your quiz 7 on chapters 15 and 16. All right, so your critical assignment is a professional career presentation. And the emphasis is on presentation because you will have to record yourself presenting the information if you want full credit. And we'll get to that part of it a little bit later because there is a rubric to this. So it will give you an explanation of what is required for full points for this assignment. Now, the instructions here say that you need to turn in your resume and cover letter, and then also give a 4 to 7 minute video presentation in which you have to address those points that it states there. However, to clarify, just so you know exactly what to turn in, I would say you're going to need a PowerPoint. And within that PowerPoint, you can, once you're done recording your presentation, you can just include the link to the YouTube video of your presentation. And in your submission, you'll turn in that, PowerPoint file, but it'll have the link to the YouTube video of your presentation. That it just makes the submission process that much easier, that we don't have to try to figure out how to upload a full video, because sometimes people will have trouble with uploading that big of a file. So it's much easier if you just put the link in your PowerPoint presentation. Many of you did that in past critical assignment preparation, so some of you already know how to do that. If you don't, please reach out to me and I can teach you how to do that. Also, you'll also have to submit the resume file and your cover letter file. So make any necessary adjustments and edits to those documents. I did put resources in that week's learning activities that will guide you in how to create the formatting and the proper wording for those documents for the cover letter and resume. However, the ones that I have already graded, I mean, they look pretty good. You guys did a really good job of putting those documents together. So, the other option that you have, let's say you just want to turn in one file, like you don't want to have to worry about uploading all these different files. In your PowerPoint presentation, I'm fine if you want to put, if you know how to add, let's say, your cover letter on one of the slides where it's legible, it's readable and everything, and then also your resume. You can add those as like one of your slide or two of your slides if you want to do that. I'm totally okay with that as well. Again, if you don't want to have to deal with uploading multiple documents. So just to kind of recap everything as far as the content goes. So remember, you had 3 caps. Cap 1 was on the rationale of why you chose the career that you're trying to enter. So like it says here, in your 4 to 7 minute presentation, you need a brief summary of why you chose this particular profession. So you can make that one of your slides on your PowerPoint, and then you talk about it. You give some more content on that. Your Cap 2 was your professional organizations and the interview of a professional. So again, you should have some of those slides already done, right? I mean, you've compiled all that information, so you can use that as another 2 or 3 slides, and then you just discuss them and talk about why they're important. And as far as the professional interview, that information will become relevant when you talk about, I think it's this last point over here. Identify areas that you can improve upon to make yourself more marketable. And so this is where you could include tips that you got from the professional that you interviewed, because they gave you a lot of information that may not be something that you learn in a classroom or that's given to you as part of your content. So that's kind of where you can address that portion of it. Cap 3 was your resume, cover letter. So that portion you've already taken care of, and you just have to make some minor adjustments to that. But then you also, in Cap 3, we also address educational requirements and job market trends. And this is, again, where you can add slides for those. And you should have all this information already handy because you turned it in Cap 3. So all you have to do is create slides for that information and then be able to present them. So again, you're going to need educational requirements. If there was any feedback that I gave you where you were missing information, maybe you didn't give enough detail, make sure you go back and try to research the proper information for each institution that, let's say, you would be applying for, and also what it would take to graduate from that program. For example, Masters in Athletic Training, it's typically a 2-year process. You have to have a minimum GPA, certain amount of clinical hours, a certain amount of clinical experiences, whether it be contact intensive sports or non-contact sports. So all of that is part of the requirements. And then also making sure that you use the information that you found in the Bureau of Labor and Statistics to put into your slides on job market trends and how that will affect your chances of getting a job as you enter the job market. So again, that it doesn't mean that you have to turn in all those caps as separate files. You can just enter that information as part of your slides, right? And it could be summarized as long as you're discussing it and go into detail in your discussion, then you'll receive full credit for that. And this last point says all documents should be in chronological order. So this part of it, interview questions, I don't think it would be it wouldn't really go with this assignment to have it as one of your slides. But as part of your reflection on this last point where it asks you to identify areas that you can improve, that's kind of where that would be kind of like your reflection. Like, what can I do to improve my chances of being successful in the career that I've chosen? And let's see what else. Oh, so here is the rubric. Let me see if I can adjust this for you. So as you can see here, the rubric discusses 4 dimensions that you're going to be graded on: the resume and cover letter, the quality of the information, the reflection and application, and then also professionalism and presentation. And it gives you, where you're going to lose points or how you gain points for each of those different criteria. So just to recap, I will need your edited resume, edited cover letter, and then a 4 to 7 minute presentation, which you can turn in as a PowerPoint presentation with the YouTube link of your recorded video presentation. As far as submitting it, make sure that you go over these instructions, because the important thing to note is that you will have to turn all of this information in 2 different places: Blackboard and then TaskStream. And this PDF here, it kind of walks you through that process. So like the difference is when you turn it in just Blackboard, it's checking for originality. So it's so that we can use Safe Assign just to check for plagiarism or anything like that. But that's not where I'll do the grading. So in your grading column, for this portion of it, you're always going to see a 0 on there. You're not going to get graded there. There's going to be a different column for TaskStream, and that's where you'll see your actual grade. But that means you have to turn it into on TaskStream. If you don't, then I can't grade it, and you're not going to get points for it. So if you have any questions about any of this, by all means, reach out to me. It's still pretty early on, in the week, so any questions, definitely just reach out to me, because you don't want to be stuck doing this on the last day and worried about turning it in. So that's all I have for you. Have a great week. I trust you guys are going to turn in solid work. So yeah, have a great week.